This is Chris Kelly, just a quick video of the day on flexibility and kind of injuries and does flexibility decrease injury? And this video really goes out to those that do things like ballet, yoga, things that require, extreme ranges of motion. And when I've screened people in the past, I have people that can do, back bends and touch their feet or touch their hands to the ground, like almost shift over, and like in one case, I know a guy that can actually put his body under his legs. So crazy amounts of flexibility. But keep in mind that flexibility and injury are two different things. For a lot of people, when they actually stretch too far, they start using things other than their muscles. So just because I can do a back bend doesn't mean that my muscles are getting me there. Oftentimes we're using ligaments, tendons, tissues, that kind of thing. And in a lot of cases, when I stretch, I stretch my leg up to here. And I just, hold it there for 90 seconds and then I think, okay, yeah, I can get it up to here. That doesn't mean that my body can actually use the muscle, okay? That means that passively I can get there, but actively, meaning what my muscles can actually do, can only control maybe up to here. The rest of that range of motion then is sort of prone to injury because when we get into those ranges of motion, physically we can't control them. So, I just basically crash into stuff, crash into my joints and ligaments. In conditions where I'm doing that a lot, I end up tearing and ripping things, all right? So one of the big things to think about is a concept that I learned in FRC, and these are called in-range liftoffs, all right? So let's say you're stretching, and you're trying to get more flexible for your sport, for your activity, okay? And you find that you have tight hamstrings. So you stretch your hamstring, maybe you put it up to here like this, okay? You hold for maybe 60 seconds, all right? That's all well and good. You might have gained a little bit more range of motion, but the bottom line is when you put your foot back on the ground, your muscles actually have to use it, okay? So one of the big concepts that they teach are progressive in-range liftoffs, where we strengthen the muscle and it's in range of motion to kind of gain control of that range of motion. So here's an example. So I come to that in range of motion, I do my stretch. All right, the next thing that I want to do after my stretch, I pull my muscle up, I let go of the bands, and I hold here. Okay, because this is strengthening now right at the end range of what I can do, and I come down, all right? I pull up, and then I just hold, okay? As I gain more control in that movement, I can hold up here and simply lift off myself and come down, okay? And for us, as I get more flexible or I can simply just add, obviously add more range of motion to it, and challenge myself more so. But as we strengthen through these in-ranges of motion, not only do we gain passive flexibility, but we also gain useful control, okay? And this is what we want. Anytime that we're playing sports, we're playing, any kind of activity, we want control over as much range of motion as possible in order to be as efficient and explosive as we possibly can. All right, the final progression from there would be to do what's called an eccentric grooving of the movement. So we get up all the way, we're here, and then we learn to control the motion. We come off that, and we control through the range of motion all the way back down. And I'm a little unstable there, but we'll do this one more time. I hold, and I'm eccentrically controlling that motion, okay? And, a good example of that for like maybe a back bend would be very slowly moving through that back bend with control, okay? So your muscles are doing the work, versus just quickly falling into it and I'm hanging off of other things. So those are some things just to think about, as you're doing your traditional stretching. Add in range of motion liftoffs at the end, progress to eccentric movements where you're moving through the whole range of motion, controlling the lowering portion, and you'll be good to go. And really that can be applied to any stretch. Hope you find that useful. Good luck in your stretching, good luck in your activities.